Really? You come to every one of my events.
Yes, I do, and today I'm going to be ranking all the events that I attended in Los Angeles. Spoiler alert, none of them are going to be in the D or F tier because none of them are that bad. I always have a great time at these events with friends and meeting new people, so let's get started with the first event. Chessboxing was the first event that I attended, and off rip, it was already a dope experience because when I went to the restroom before the event started, I ran into Jeff Wittig. We talked for a good bit, we took a selfie, and then I got seated. It was pretty insane to see so many Ludbuds in one place for the first time. I was also sitting behind Dax Flame for the entire event. I think he was there for Sherdley's. All in all, the event was pretty insane. Ludwig's commentating and the actual fights plus chess matches were an interesting combo. I was really impressed at the production, and with so many moving parts, I gotta give this an S tier. All right, we got Dodgeball. This was also a super fun event. I believe this was a last minute change because it was supposed to be Chessboxing 2. Again, just the communal event of having creators that you watch all in one room, having a good time is super cool. It really never gets old. The production quality and flow of everything was great. It also made me realize Will Neff is like an athletic beast. Aiden also gave me a free Mogul Chessboxing hoodie. It's been one of my most complimented hoodies ever. I'm giving this event an A tier. All right, we got Streamer Games. So Streamer Games was pretty peak. I went with my friends and we all had a really good time. I really liked all the games. There was a wide variety and I like how all the teams were split up. During the entire event, I was rooting for Team YouTube because of Sambucha. Sambucha is a huge inspiration of mine. He's been super helpful in my YouTube journey in terms of giving me some advice and mentoring me. So when he had that football throw moment, I cheered so loud, like everyone around me was tripping out. That was an insane moment. On top of that, there was a lot of other great moments and highlights, and I got to meet so many other streamers for the first time. Just to list them off, I got to meet Squeaks, Sambucha, Cutie Cinderella, and FaZe Adapt. The production was also super smooth and impressive to see considering it was outdoors for the first time. The drawback of that was that the sun was beaming on my face the entire time, so I was super red and dehydrated, but they did pass out a lot of free Red Bull during the event. I also got to chat with Ludwig for a bit. I showed him a video of a mutual friend of ours from like 7 years ago. It was honestly a pretty crazy small world moment. So I'm giving this Streamer Games an A tier. All right, we got the Basketball Jam. The Basketball Jam was super fun to watch, and the event was free to attend, which was a great plus. It was honestly pretty interesting to see how every creator played basketball. This is like the only sport that I'm halfway decent at, so I could be a good judge of character on this one. And again, the community was so dope here, and the food was free as well. I also got to meet Slime for the first time. He was super chill. On top of that, I met Maya Higa and FaZe Adapt. And at the end of the event, I yapped it up with Ludwig, and we got a selfie. All in all, this was a pretty solid time. I'm gonna give this a B tier. All right, so we got Streamer Games 2. I mean, off rip, they had shade on the bleachers, which is like a massive upgrade from the first Streamer Games. They were also passing out free sunscreen and Red Bull, so that was a nice plus. The entire event flowed a lot smoother as well. KDB was insanely goated at basketball. Sambucha was ripping through the teams. I think he got MVP. Danny Band's charity kick was insane. There was a lot of hype moments. I went with a huge group of friends. For a couple people, this was their first Ludwig event, and everyone had an amazing time. Also, at these events, I really like their photo booth. They come out with some really nice pictures. I also got to meet so many creators. I met KDB, Agent, Arky, Nina, Valkyrie, Sambucha, and of course Ludwig. This was a step up from the first Streamer Game, so I'm going to be giving this an S tier. Alright, we got Fast 52. This is probably the most unique Ludwig event that I've been to. The event lasted for a whole weekend, and all of the attendees had access to the venue 24/7. I went there all 3 days, and it was so much fun. They had a lot of gaming areas set up where we were playing Street Fighter and all kinds of old arcadey like fighting games, and it was just a blast. There was also a massive group of Smash players, and I didn't want to get too involved because literally Zane was there. He's one of the greatest players of all time, and I'm like super rusty at the game. Like I didn't even want to try. Everyone was so friendly. I got to make some new friends there. I even brought my coworker here, and like it was just so fun watching the speedrunners because we just like watching speedrunning and playing games. So it was literally the perfect event. The vibe was super different. Again, like it's 24/7, so it was like morning all the way to midnight, carrying on to the next day. So I actually got to sit down and chat with some of my favorite creators because this event was pretty laid back. A highlight for me was that I got to meet Atrioc for the first time, and he's one of my favorite YouTubers, so I yapped with him for about an hour, and I got his Discord, like we became homies. Super cool experience. I met Squeaks again, and we yapped about Bollywood and how he introduced Ludwig to Bollywood movies. It was so cool. I got his Discord, and it made me realize like I'm just making deeper connections and networking with all these creators, and it's just such a rewarding experience. Super cool. My friend and I got to chat with Ludwig as well, and he randomly gave me a PSA 8 like executor that he signed and gave to me. It was super dope. It was from his Pokemon collection video. Here's a better look at that. Honestly, super rad. I'm gonna sell this for like $10,000, so email me if you guys want to buy it. All in all, it was a very fun event, super memorable. I'm super excited for the next one. This is one of my favorites, so I'm going to give this an S tier. The Runback. This was a pretty hyped event for me. After watching Nick Trickshot adapt, I was really interested in seeing how the new phase would be against PSL. The event was practically free. I think you just needed to show that you were subscribed to a streamer, and I was already subbed to adapt, so I got in through that. Out of all the events, I think this event had the most production issues. I could feel like a tension in the air a little bit. Like, I can see why it might not be enjoyable online because of that. IRL though, this was a blast. Ludwig ordered pizza for everyone, and I had my PSP where a bunch of the people I met there were playing, and so was Aiden. It was super rad. And on top of all that, there was like free merch, so that's super cool. Since this was a pretty intimate event, I got the chance to speak to a lot of creators. I got to talk to Stable Ronaldo about Maroon 5 and Elden Ring. And just in general, it was super rad to see everyone locked in on the good Call of Duty games. I'm honestly shocked PSL won. Like, I thought FaZe had this in the bag. As usual, I got a picture with Ludwig, and I let him know I enjoyed the event. This was pretty solid, so I'm going to be giving this a B tier. And in all honesty, guys, attending all these events in the past couple years has really motivated me and inspired me. When you see all these big and successful creators online, it's a little intimidating, but when I got the chance to meet them in person, I got a perspective shift, and I always asked them pretty specific questions on how I can improve as a creator, and they always gave me great advice. And honestly, the advice worked. I hit 100,000 subscribers last year, and it was a super like emotional and cathartic moment for me. I never thought I'd get here. I thought it was like such an impossible dream. Just talking to everyone, meeting everyone, it's just been such a rewarding and memorable experience. Like, I love it. And I want to give a shout out to Ludwig and all the other creators at these events. They always take the time for their fans and make sure everyone gets a picture or a moment to talk to their favorite streamer. I can see how it can be a little overstimulating for all the creators, but they lock in and they make sure everyone leaves pretty happy. It's also nice to bring friends at these events and make great memories, as well as meeting new people with similar interests, because if they're at a Ludwig event, they're automatically pretty cool. In this day and age, I guess we're all yearning for communal experiences, so thank you to Mogul Moves and the entire team for putting these together. I can't even imagine the amount of effort this takes to execute. And I can't wait for the next events, because I'll definitely be there.